We're playing some singleton, some Gladiator. The deck list will be in the description below. We're playing a combo deck that I've got to fumble my way through. It is like a 3 or 4 color artifact combo deck. Paradox Engine combo. This hand has 2 lands and mana rock that makes it a second color. A tutor, a cost reducer. We're going to play our bolt land tapped against green-blue Daring Saboteur. So probably some sort of tempo deck perhaps. We're going to play this freshly drawn pathway on green. We can play a Cold Heart on probably white for the Sisse. They're going to hit us with this Saboteur, draw a card and then discard a card. And they're going to make 8/8 Krakens off of their ominous seas. I'm going to play a Foundry Inspector, play a Mind Stone for 1, keep the Manifold Key in my pocket and pass the turn. We're ramping ourselves up here. Maybe playing Sisse that turn would have been better to be able to go and grab ourselves parts of the combo. As you can tell, our deck relies on tutors pretty heavily. We have 3 of the fucking things in our hand. Curious Obsession onto the Daring Saboteur. It can't be blocked this turn, so they get to draw 2 cards and discard a card, growing the ominous seas towards giving themselves a Kraken. That's a cool win con for like the draw go control or the draw card tempo deck. Foreshadowing as well. I forgot this is foreshadowing. That's sick. We draw a mana rock that can't be tapped. I play a Sisse, play a mana bird. I'll put a Manifold Key here in case Foundry Inspector gets killed next turn. We might want to grab ourselves like an Orrery or something off of the Sisse and play that. Because Manifold Key plus the Sisse with the Orrery or even a Displacer Kitten. All the Paradox Engine. We have multiple ways of untapping artifacts and creating a lot of mana. Oh, the foreshadowing continues. We're only 1 counter off of them producing an 8/8 now. They really haven't done a whole lot. Just discarding lands to this effect. So Orrery costs 6. And we can't untap it this turn. Paradox Engine costs 4 and we can untap our mana box this turn. I'm going to activate Sisse. I'm going to grab an Orrery. I'm going to play an Orrery. I forgot that it makes 5 mana itself, which is pretty insane. We're going to tap for 5, activate Manifold Key, untap the Orrery, which gives us 4 mana in pool. We're then going to go search for Glory, grabbing ourselves a Legendary, a Paradox Engine. We're going to tap for 5 mana. Oh, I think we're popping off. We're going to play a Paradox Engine for 4. We're going to play a Mishra's Bauble, untapping everything. We're going to activate Captain Sisse to get ourselves a Legendary. I guess a cheap one would be... I guess Bolus's Citadel was pretty good. We'll tap for 5 here. We'll tap for colorless. We'll tap for colorless. We'll untap for 5. Make 5. Play a Citadel. Untap everything. Find Veil of Summer. We'll cast that. Why not? There we go. We are going mad. We're going to cast the Timeless Lotus for 5. We're down to 6 life though. Should have floated some mana there. I'm an idiot. Play a land off the top. Generate a load more mana. I don't really know what I'm doing if I'm honest. Look at the top card of their library. It's an island. We're going to untap the Chromatic Orrery. We're going to go ahead and draw some cards. 2 cards to be precise. We're going to cast Dark Ritual for 1 colorless mana thanks to the Orrery, because Orrery allows all our spells to be cast with colorless mana. So we get 3 colorless, then untap everything. We're then going to go Cold Heart, Mind Stone. We're going to go Orrery again. We're going to go ahead and untap the Orrery. I'm going to tap the Lotus. Probably tap the Orrery again. Cast Demonic Bargain. So we exile top 13 cards of our library. And then we shoot for something. Is Aetherflux Marvel still in here? It is, but we're not drawing any more cards. So we probably should draw some cards first. How the fuck do I do that here? Oh, we still got a Thingamabob in play, haven't we? So am I going to get Weather the Storm? Why can't I type into this? This is stupid. We grab Weather the Storm. We tap. This is going to get us a load of life. I am running out of timeouts here. Oh, on top of our library is a Marvel. That's pretty funny. So we'll untap all our stuff. I fucked that up completely. I'm a mess. I'm actually a mess. I keep forgetting to tap Ornithopter. We're going to time out resolving Weather the Storm. Okay, our opponent scooped it up. We're going to play Weather the Storm, play the Reservoir off the top, and then shoot them for 1 million. I fumbled it really bad, but you get the idea. You get the picture. Okay, we got mana rocks and shit. Let's go. We're actually 1 mana off being able to cast either the mana box, so this might be terrible. We're going to play our Beatable Tap. We're going to play a Bauble. I'm going to crack it now. Baubles are good for like Displacer Kitten activations and shit, but I'm going to use it here simply so we can try and draw another card. And by try, I mean we will. What do we draw? Another 3 mana rock. Oh my god, we really need to draw another land. We draw a Dark Ritual, which is kind of, well, it is another land here. It's a blessing, really. Botanical Sanctum. Oh, but it's black mana, and we don't have black source. I don't have an Orrery in play. I'm an idiot. Oh, fuck. Okay. Shit on it. I'll discard the Dryad Revival, which has flashback. We didn't draw another land, so I'm just gonna Ugin's so good though. I'm actually gonna discard Pristine Talisman here, simply because we have 2 mana rocks in hand already at 3 and 1 at 4. We're gonna lose this to Virtual just keeping a shit hand. Maybe our opponent won't do anything again. That'd be nice. That's the thing. They time warped, which is very expensive. 5 mana explore to play another land. Draw another card. Okay. We're just going to discard Whir of Invention because we've drawn Paradox Engine now. We will draw a 3rd land eventually. Or even a 2 mana rock. Or we'll just die to coma. That could also be a thing.
5 minutes later.
We fucked it. I'm playing first. I've got a 2 lander with a Kinnan, an Elsewhere Flask, and a 3 mana rock. This can't be bad, right? This just cannot be bad. I've done it again. I've kept the 2 lander again. Right, we'll play our tap land. Our opponent plays a Benthic Biomancer, and then we're going to play Kinnan Bond and Prodigy. Normally, I like to play Kinnan onto the board. We got a few rocks out already, but we don't have any rocks to play, so I'm just going to play it out now. They attack with a 1/1 that they can attack to make a 2/2 to trade with our Kinnan, so we will not be doing that. We drew a 3rd land. Look at that. We're going to pay 2 life. We're going to play a Chromatic Lantern, which will tap for 2 mana if Kinnan is alive when it resolves. They got a counter spell. Rough, rough, rough. Okay. Interactive magic. We can't be mad at them playing a 1/1 out of their hand. We drew another land. Gonna play an Elsewhere Flask for 2 mana to try and draw a card. It resolves. We draw a card. It's clear that they're playing some sort of draw go, right? I want to cast this here, but I don't want to get hit by them having another Jawari Isle, Jawari Disruption, Mana League style effect, I guess. A Force Spike, if you will. Also, I only have this tapped both my black sources. Oh my goodness. I can crack my flask, maybe. I'm gonna do it. So I wanna force them to cast counter spells now rather than later. Casting on a tutor here. I'm assuming this will get hit by the counter spell. There we go. Okay. Then we'll attack for 2. We have to get the counter magic out of their hand eventually. They don't have any draw effects on board right now. They don't have any curiosity on a creature, for example. Drew a Veil of Summer, which kind of sucks. So we can't even protect Micromancer with this. So I'm going to wait a turn. Hit them for 2. The problem is we might see a flash creature from them on end step, like the Octopus or the Brazen Borrower or whatever tempo creature they're playing. Okay, simply an adapt. So when I talk about tempo myself, tempo is a weird term that I probably should do a video on. But when I'm talking about tempo, I'm talking about decks that wants to play things on your end steps. They can use their mana efficiently, whether it be countering your spells or deploying threats or powering up. And here we see a flash threat plus an activation of Biomancer. That's kind of where I'm getting. We've gone to creature combat as what's going on here. We're going to play a Idol that resolves. And then the Idol is tapped, so I guess we'll just get into the combat zone again for 2. Maybe they have a flash blocker. They do not. So next time we're going to untap with 6 mana. So we have Timeless Lotus plus Veil of Summer, which doesn't do anything. It just makes us more mana. We really need to get some. Micromancer can find us like a Brainstorm or a Dark Ritual. Can't find us anything really powerful unless we've had the one that puts the power 9 back into our deck. That's a mofo that puts counters on things. It doesn't have flying, but it has proliferate, I guess. They draw a card, discard a card when they put a counter on it. So we're getting hit for 4 here. We can use Micromancer to go and get ourselves a Swords to Plowshares or Ephemerate or something. They have quite a few Murph there. I like blue-green aggro then. Not even the flash that I was talking about. Either way, we're taking 4 here and going to 8. We draw a Karn that makes a solid blocker. They have 1 mana up right now. So we're going to make some mana off our Idol. We're going to play a Micromancer. We're going to grab... Oh, I didn't put Ephemerate in the deck because I didn't own it. So we don't actually have access to Ephemerate. We do have Plowshares though. So it allows us to remove 1 of the flyers. I kind of need to do it now though. I kind of need to do it whilst they're tapped out so we don't get counter spelled. So we're going to get a flyer off the board, have a body to block the 3/3 with, and we're going to take 1 in the air. We get hit for 1 down to 7. They still have 3 mana. They play Thassa's Oracle, just as a body, I think. An on-board body. Maybe they are just Merfolk and Flyers. I don't really understand what's going on. We're going to cast a Karn. Look at the top 2 cards of our library. They get to put 1 of them into our hand. They give us the Goddess Shrine. Bonus is sit there, goes into exile. And we're going to play the Shrine out tap. No attack. We've got Weather the Storm to try and weather this storm of aggro, I guess, as well. Storm's quite good into counter magic because the copies still resolve even if they counter it. We take 1 here. We draw an untapped land. We're going to take up Karn again. See what we get. We'll most likely get a land. Yep, we get a land. Some games you can't draw any lands. Other games Karn only reveals land. We're going to play our Timeless Lotus now just to give us a load of mana. And then we might start activating Kinnan, although we don't have that many creatures in our deck that are any good. Frilled Mystic here. We're going to counter that with Veil of Summer. Not counter it, sorry, counter the counter ability. We'll play a Mind Stone, and we'll pass to them. We're going to go to 1 this turn, have to use Weather the Storm next turn, absolutely. The bonus Citadel being exile isn't great. It's not great. Do they get aggressive here and attack with multiple things, or they're just going to get in for 1? They only get in for 1, so we're going to take 1. So I can only assume they've got counter magic in their in their hand. We have 17 mana here. I'm going to start out by casting Balagan Recovery. And I'm going to go for, I guess, Demonic Tutor. That would make sense, right? Yeah, Demonic. Demonic Tutor back to hand. Well then, I feel like I have to downtick this Khan here, because they're going to kill us next turn. Nah, we're going to see if we can get 2 good cards out of it. Coveted Prize and a land. Maybe we should downtick for bonus to sit out. So we get a land, obviously. That's this up next turn to have a tutor, I guess. We're going to cast Demonic Tutor off of our Timeless Lotus. They will counter this if they have a counter spell. Or maybe they go to counter the thing we grabbed. So go to counter spell this. Okay. That is what we expected. We draw a card off the Mind Stone. We find a regrowth. Only have access to 1 more green mana now, though, because I fucked up the activation of Timeless. So we go regrowth, grab the Chromatic Lantern, play the Lantern, then play Weather the Storm, gaining us 18 life, which then allows us to next turn grab the bolus to Citadel and start going wild a little bit, if we don't draw something better. Or we can just activate Kinnan. At this point, I'm kind of out of gap. No attacks. We're protecting Khan and our life total here, so that our Citadel is good. This has been a bit of a slog, this game. Bit of a bad draw, if I'm honest. I do love Gladiator, though, because these games just feel unusual and different each time. So I'm moaning about a bad draw. I'm playing a tutor-heavy deck to try and make it more consistent, but it's just cool to see other parts of the deck, really. They play a thing I've never seen before. A Vidalian Mindsinger, a 3-mana 2/2 sort of kicker. When it enters the battlefield, it's kicked. It gets +1/+1. Gain control of target creature power less than this. Oh, they're going to gain control of Kinnan, aren't they? Shit. So they take Kinnan from me, so we actually lose some mana next turn. If we can bounce or kill the Mindsinger, we get it back, apparently. We're going to go to blockers. We're going to block this 3/2. And Calm will take 5. That's fine. This is fine. Our mind control effect was not what I was expecting. We draw the Orrery, which is pretty decent. So we're going to go... We have 15 mana. Okay, I'm going to grab my Citadel now. It's time. I'm going to play the Citadel, find a Ornithopter on top, play the Ornithopter, play the Forge. I'm going to play the Talisman, play the Orrery. We can do 10 damage to them. They're on 1 at the moment. Fuck, we're close. We'll cast Wishcraft Talisman with Bolus's Citadel. And we'll cast Time Warp with Bolus's Citadel to go to 10. We will then pay 1 life and exile that breeding pool. Find Mastermind's Acquisition, which we'll cast with Bolus's Citadel. We're going to grab an Aetherflux Reservoir and try and do it. Top of our deck is a load of shit. We're going to cast the Reservoir. We're going to tutor for something off 1 mana and give them the Talisman. Probably a Manifold Key. Yeah, Manifold Key seems good. And then we'll play Manifold Key for 1 mana, gain a life, and then we'll have them scoop it up. They've done enough. We're about to cast this Teferi, untap our Chromatic Orrery, and see how far we've gotten. We got them. Okay, I'm going to prove to you we can do this 2 times in a row, because that game was a bit of a shambles, so let's give it another shot.
Another one.
We are on the play for this match. 3 lands. Well, that's better than before. Hello, Dragon. Just everyone that flies past the camera, it always confuses me. Play tap land and pass. Let's not give away a second colour just yet. Hinterland Harbour, they've got 1 land up. It is blue. Will they counter my Talisman? That is a question. They do not. I'm just going to go ahead and pay and get my life now, because having the extra 1 pip of life will matter for Bolus's Citadel or Aetherflux Marvel, potentially. Staff of Domination from our opponent. They may be on a similar deck to us, and we don't play much interaction. Let's just play a Khan, and what I'm going to do is create a construct here and play a tap land to allow us to start smashing into them, to put some pressure on them. Because if they're the same deck as us, we don't want them to have a high life total or there to be no pressure on board. They shocked themselves. They got 4 mana now. I guess they can blank a hit from our creature from 4 mana. They played Teferi, who does the sun thing. I don't actually know what this card does. It's in my deck and I have yet to cast it or see it on the board yet. So it anticipates or it taps down a thing, gains you some life, and then untap all permanents you control during each opponent's untap step. Yeah, cool. The untap to land, untap me, I untap and untap and tap and untap. Planes. I'm going to kill this Teferi before they can use it to untap, like the Staff of Domination, for example. So we play the Urazka Relic. They have access to 1 mana. What are they thinking here? Source to Plowshares my creature. I guess I'm not killing Teferi then. Interesting. We'll play a Mystic Forge. Top card is Sheoldred. We'll uptick Khan. They won't give me the Sheoldred because it seems like it'll be good against them. They're going to give me the planes, obviously. Sheoldred goes into exile. We've got a Peer into the Abyss on top of the library. I guess with Sheoldred in play and we target them with Peer into the Abyss, we actually kill them, so that's fine. I'm pretty sure this is the mirror. Yeah, they've got their own copy of Mystic Forge now. The biggest problem with the Sheoldred plan is we currently have 1 black source in play. Sheoldred is 2 black mana and Peer into the Abyss is 3. So our mana's not really working out for that plan, so I'm tempted to maybe exile that Peer off top of our library and try and find something better. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We don't have the black mana. We can't fuck about trying to get this combo off. On my turn, I don't want to draw this Dreamroot Cascade, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to pay 1 life and get rid of it. We find Weather the Storm, which is a perfectly reasonable draw. We've seen how powerful that was last game. We can play Manifold Key off the top using our Mystic Forge's ability. I'm going to cast the Meek and the Might Stone now. Or the Might Stone and the Weak Stone, should I say. Always get that wrong. I'm just going to draw 2 cards. It's another fucking land on top of our library. We're going to untap our Mystic Forge. Use it again to get rid of that land off top of our library. We're trying to find artifacts that are good. Another land. Okay. Cool. Inventor's Fair. Then we're going to make a body. It's a 6/6 at the moment. And then we're going to just pass the turn now. Start threatening that life total. We're ahead of them, I feel, but the staff domination's always scary. Isn't this banned in Legacy or Commander or some shit? No, it's playable in Legacy, I'm sure. I'm sure this is banned somewhere at some point. I looked it up. It's not banned anywhere. I'm just an idiot. They're going to look deep into their library. There's a situation where maybe they combo off and we like weather the storm to survive Aetherflux activation. That would be pretty sick. They're going to cast Time Warp, which is never good when there's a Planeswalker on board. And activated abilities. That's when I say never good, it's good for them, sorry. Time Warp is bad when you have an empty board. It's incredible when you actually have a permanent on board that do something. They're forging over there. They forged something off the top of their library. A land. They play a Manifold Key, which we've got as well, so not that scary if you don't know what the fuck you're doing with it. They play a Search for Glory. But the moment they start firing off tutors, that's when we need to be worried. They grab the Orrery, which is a strong Magic card, I must say, especially with Manifold Key. They tap and untap some stuff, gain some life off Teferi. They use some Forging, again, to get something off the top of the library. Another... Oh no, Maximizing Inquisition don't want. Okay. Scary stuff that they don't want another tutor. I guess it's too slow to just tutor. They regrowth the Time Warp, so they get 2 turns next turn. And the Orrery will cast the Warp anyway. In my upkeep, I'm going to activate Mystic Forge. I don't want this land. We find Dark Ritual, which I guess is a Magic card. We draw it, fire in a Skyclave Relic on top, and they scoop it up, which is weird, because I felt like they were in a better spot than we were. That's very strange. I felt like they're going to untap and just go fucking wild. No idea what they just did that for. That was kind of dumb. I do like the fact that Gladiator has no sideboarding. Sideboarding is hard. Less mental load, more playing. Love it. We're waiting on our opponent, but I have a funny thing they might have just scooped completely out of the game, which is a disappointment because I thought the mirror might be interesting. Yep. Have to wait a couple minutes for it to happen, but... Okay, let's try again. Let's try again.
Another one.
Right, once more into the breach, my friends. Once more, 3 lands, some artifacts. Fucking, let's do it. Retrofit Foundry is an absurd Magic card as well. Got a little historic quickie coming out about that in aggro. Probably today or tomorrow, I don't know. I don't know when these videos go up. I just throw them to the wind like a man coming off a train. Inventor's Fair into Retrofit Foundry. Probably should have led with the coloured swords in case we draw like a Kinnan, for example. So leaving the blue, drawing a forest to Kinnan. But, you know, Magic is hard. Island from our opponent. On their end step, we're going to make a body off of our Retrofit Foundry for 2 mana. This is a Servo. Foundry's so good. Look at it. Look at this stupid Magic card. Looks like they've got mana up, and I've just played the wrong land. Could have played an untapped land there, but did not. So, well, that's good. Let's get in for 1. Pass back to them. Could have played a Chromatic Lantern this turn and got it counterspell, but now we've got to play another turn of them carrying my shit. Well, they're going to play their own Lantern. Cool. We're going to turn our Servo into a Thopter. We draw Swords to Paradise. Swords to Paradise? Swords to Plowshares. I don't know what the fuck. That was a weird slip there. And now we can slam the Flux. Can they have a 1 mana? Is Spell Pierce in the format? I just don't know. Let's find out. Let's go ahead and crack this Fabled Passage. I'm going to get a Swamp here. And I'm going to get Aetherflux Reservoir down whilst they're tapped out. Hopefully. I don't think Spell Pierce... Oh, it fucking is in the format. Oh... The pain, the anguish. Okay, well, that's how you learn. Oh, it's an Ixalan. I forgot it was an Ixalan. Okay, well, you live and you fucking learn, don't you? You live and you fucking learn. Wish I played that Chromatic Lantern to get hit with the Spell Pierce now for the Flux to survive, but there you go. Once they finish brainstorming, doing whatever they're doing, as we have not really much interaction, we're going to transform this 1/1 into a 4/4 and just get aggressive with our Retrofit Foundry over time. That's a Narset. At least we can kill it with the 4/4. They draw a Chandra Awakened Inferno, which is kind of scary, actually. Turn this into a 4/4. They've got any colour of mana. This could be a Plowshares for all we know. We untap. We go to combat. We attack the Narset. Sweet. We've killed it. It is dead. We're going to go for the double black mana here. And then we're going to play Chromatic Lantern, which make the mana colours we picked useless and not really relevant. Going to play a Spell Bomb as well. And that gives us still mana to make a server off of the Retrofit Foundry or Plowshares in their turn if we need to. They play a Chandra Awakened Inferno. This is going to put a clock on us now with its uptick, I imagine. Yeah, we're going to take a damage every turn now. On their end step, we're going to go ahead and make a servo. We gain life and lose a life. So currently our Inventor's Fair is offsetting the Chandra. Next turn we can cast Seagate Restoration. So I think that's our plan. It's just to draw a load of cards. Our hand's going to be relatively empty because of it. We're going to hit the Chandra for 5 here. And then I'm going to draw off the Spellbomb, I think. Yeah, I don't think we need the bounce ability of it. Displacer Kitten's a strong magic card. I'm going to pass to them. We're going to keep up Retrofit a Foundry mana to be able to make a server on their end step, or turn the 1-1 into a Thopter. They're going to put 2 emblems on us, which is understandable, because I know they're beating out the Inventor's Fair. They foretell something, which might be Saw It Coming, or it might be the Wrath. I imagine it Saw It Coming, so I don't really want to play Seagate Restoration, get it came all over. We'll make another 1-1 here to give us 6 power. It might be a removal spell of some kind, so we're going to go to combat and try and bait that out of them first. So they kill the 4-4 here with a Foretold Demon Bolt. We hit Chandra for 2. We get to resolve Seagate Restoration and draw a ton of cards, perhaps. They still have 3 mana available. I guess we try it? Yeah, we're going to try it. Drawing 4 more cards seems strong for setting us up for next turn. It worked. Get to play a land there as well. And pass the turn back to them with a near full grip, although we drew mainly mana. Okay, we're taking 2 damage a turn now. We can regrowth our Marvel though, and that can start to offset, not our Marvel, sorry, our Reservoir. Start to offset this Chandra damage. We're going to cast a Jace Mirror Mage, which I forgot even existed. What does this do? Make like another copy of itself. And then it draws cards. And then pings itself. So we're going to scry 2 with a smaller copy. And then they're going to reveal a card on top with a bigger copy and take damage to the Jace equal to the mana cost. Like a really weird, fucked up Dark Confidant. I wish the art was slightly different. I wish it was like flipped on the Mirror Mage copy or something. And that'd be a really cool way of representing that. It's like a Mirror Mage. They scry 4 off of that, which seems okay. I think we're slowly losing the games with this Chandra, so I really need to kill it. But I'm not really doing anything to get us close to killing it. So Inventor's Fair heals us for 1, we get pinged for 2. We draw Dark Ritual, which is definitely a magic card. We don't really have any good ways to draw cards here. We're going to go ahead and go green mana and colourless and blue and black and cast a Displacer Kitten, because now we can start generating mana off of every spell. We're going to regrowth the Reservoir, untapping our Chromatic Lantern. We're then going to make black mana and cast Dark Ritual, which will untap our Guardian Idol. No, it won't. The Guardian Idol ends the battle tapped. I've just lost a mana doing that. I'm a twat. Play a Mind Stone, which is effectively free because it will untap our Chromatic Lantern this time. Then go colourless and green. Play the Reservoir. Untap the Mind Stone, because we're going to draw off of it. I fucked this turn up a little bit here. Comment section. We're going to make a white mana. We're going to go ahead and crack the Mind Stone to draw a card. We draw Mox Amber, which is actually okay. I mean, it untaps our Chromatic Lantern. And we gain 6 life off that, which is something, I guess. Now, it taps currently for no mana. I'm so good at this game. We're going to go to combat. I'm going to put 2 of them into the Chandra. Keep her down. She's gonna X damage and kill the Displacer Kitten this turn, obviously. Is it worth us gaining life with the Plowshares this turn? Is that worth doing? Because then we can untap the Retrofit Foundry, making another body. Because we can target our 1-1, make 8 life. We're going to get Orrery off of the Inventor's Fair next turn. So I think we hold full control here. We float a green and a colourless. Doesn't really matter. No, it does matter, Vince, because it's a Plowshares. I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother. They'll -3 this turn, perhaps. They're going to scry a load off the Jace. They only have 3 cards in hand, to be fair. So they've only got a little bit more resource than us. We have arguably, both board states are pretty good. They have 3 Planeswalkers, but we have a ton of like shit plus our Aetherflux Reservoir. They kind of need to kill, because otherwise it will kill them. Draw a card off the Jace and reveal it.
Here's an interesting idea.
It's an island. Good job. Strong, powerful. Problem with the Reservoir is if we don't have Displacer Kitten in play, it doesn't draw us any cards. It just makes us mana. So actually, we might have to go get Bolus's Citadel and go with that. I think that's a much better line, which means we should have somehow Plowshared ourselves last turn. We're going to do 2 damage to our Displacer Kitten. This is fine. And it's exiled, which is less fun. I'd love to have regrown that at some point, because Displacing Kitten's really strong, as you can see. And then at the end of their turn, we're going to go ahead and turn this stop into a 4/4. That'll be able to kill one of the Jaces, and the 1/1 can kill the Chandra. We untap. We take 2, 3, but we gain 1. We drew a Khan, which is pretty decent. We only have 8 mana, so we can't Inventor's Fair, because that's 5, basically, and then get Bolus's Citadel. Not yet, anyway. We're going to play a Khan. They have a ton of mana up here. They could just counter my Khan. They do, and that's fine. I'd rather they counter that than the Citadel. I'm going to try and kill Chandra and a Jace here. Do they have any interaction? I assume they got at least a removal spell here for the 1/1 to keep Chandra alive. Teferi's Protection. Interesting. So we can't do any damage to them. That's fine. We pass back to them. We have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, plus our Retrofit Foundry, plus the activation of Inventor's Fair. But I think we'll... I find a thrill of possibility off the Jace. Discard a card and draw 2 cards, essentially. They put another emblem on us. We're losing 4 a turn now. We're going to go ahead and activate our Inventor's Fair, which loses some of our padding for our life each turn, but we're going to get a Bolus's Citadel. And they have 3 cards in hand. We really need to resolve the Citadel. Oh, God. Yeah, we really need to resolve the Citadel. But we'll see. We'll see what they've got. Which is a lot of counter magic. We untap and take 4 damage going to 18. We try to put 4 damage on the Chandra and 1 on the Jace. Do we succeed? They cast Creative Outburst, which is 5 damage to target creature. Look, top 5 cards in your library. Put 1 of them into your hand, and the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. I don't want them to have a card off this, so I'm going to Plowshare as my own 4/4. To counter the spell. Which means Chandra lives to fight another day. Which is fucking irritating. Right, it's Bolus's Citadel time. We find a land on top. We find a Kinnan on top, which is pretty good. We cast the Kinnan, we gain some life. I floated mana, but I realise I don't have to because it's Bolus's Citadel. We cast a 5-drop off the top. Lose 5 but gain 5, and we go and grab something. I'm going to grab a Paradox Engine. Why not? I should have grabbed something that actually allows us to get things off top of our library, like Mystic Forge. That would have been a lot smarter. I'm a dumb idiot. Green mana, blue mana, 5 mana, gain a load of life, tap some shit. Yeah, it's game over. It's a good game. They know they're dead here. Paradox Engine untaps everything. We gain a load of life. We opt putting that to the bottom, and then we draw and we find Time Warp, and then we make colorless mana. We make green mana. We make blue mana. And we cast Time Warp off the top of our deck, giving ourselves an extra turn. That untaps all our shit. We go, and they've seen enough. We'll just combo off until we find a way to shoot them to death. Okay, we got that. Chandra is scary, but we can fight through it because our deck is kind of insane. We are on the draw. We have 2 lands and a 2 mana rock. A 5 mana rock, and Mishra's Bauble, a Golos, and Urza. Yeah, we're going to give this a shot. We can't actually cast the Urza with the current hand composition, but... you know, that's never stopped me from keeping a hand before, am I right? We're going to play the Bauble early, get some information on them, and draw a card looking for our white source, basically. They got a Skyclave Relic. Cool. We drew an Ugin the Ineffable, which is pretty strong in our deck, but then again, all the cards are. That's what Synergy is. You build your deck with that in mind, obviously. We go Sanctum into Guardian Idol. They make a 0/4 of their Birth of Meletis. And then do they play a Skyclave Relic and not... or do they keep... not keep up counter magic, sorry. I'm just stumbling over my words there. Or do they keep up counter magic to fire off against our 3 mana or 4 mana rock? No, they only go for the Relic this turn, which gives us a turn to play the Chromatic Lantern uncontested. And a Manifold Key, which is pretty sweet. Chromatic Lantern actually gives us access to Urza. We have the ability to merge him with this, which will be pretty fun. Play a Manifold Key, and then just pass it. Got to remember, they've got a lot of counter magics. The idea that we're going to be able to resolve both Mightstone and Weakstone, and Urza, is unlikely, shall we say. It's funny trying to say 2 cards, one of which is the Mightstone and the Weakstone, because then I've got and 2 different points in the sentence, and my secondary school English teacher is losing his mind over that. Narset, Part of the Veils, sure. Leaving a red and a colourless up. Doesn't mean we can't draw cards off the Might and the Weakstone. Although the Might and the Weakstone can just kill this wall, I guess. We find a Rawgrin Crystal. Okay, we've got a lot of options here. This is the worst of the options because they evidently have some sort of red damage. Probably going to hit Planeswalkers too. Let's go with Golos. Give us something to attack the Narset with when we kill it with Might and Weakstone next turn. Oh, Skyclave Relic is any colour. I thought it was colourless. So they could have had counter magic there. I'm going to grab an Inventor's Fair because tutors are strong. So tutoring for tutors is normally dumb. But if you're tutoring for a tutor on your land, oh, I love tutors. Some people hate them in Commander and 1v1, and I don't. And Singleton, sorry, Singleton, 1v1 being any more competitive format. I don't mind them, honestly. Ups the power level, sure. What you got to remember about tutors is that they slow you down because you have to spend mana and time. So you lose tempo in exchange for consistency. They finally it's a fairy who slows the sunset off Narset, which was pretty underwhelming last game. I think it's only strong when you have a good thing to untap. So the Exile, oh shit. The Exile Golos with Elspeth conquers death, which means our next turn, shite. Then our Time Warp is pretty hard. So can we have a good turn this turn? I guess we can just Citadel this turn and play some shit off the top. That's probably our line here. Let's just hit a land too, which we did hit, so we're going to hit that. We're going to get a Micromancer, which is definitely something. I guess it's a Dark Ritual, which generates us some mana. Take action. Yeah. Let's do that. Probably actually a Brainstorm. Let's do Brainstorm instead. Brainstorm's very strong with the Citadel. Shuffled onto a land on top. We're going to go Brainstorm. And then we're going to put... Oh, no! The Narset! Oh, well. We're not drawing any cards, but we're going to cast some cards instead. So we're putting 2 cards back on top, which we're going to cast in succession. We need 7 mana to do the Urza Meekstone thing. They're going to kill one of them, probably. So I don't want to do that. So we're going to go Ugin and Khan. Submit. There we go. Done. Cool. And then we're going to play the Ugin for 6 life. We're going to play the Khan for 4 life. We're going to destroy... We're going to uptick the Ugin. Let's make a body. Fuck it, why not? Could have destroyed the Earthquake Conqueror's Death, to be fair. And we're going to make a body here. We're going to make a load of bodies just to start slamming into them and threaten their life a little bit. So all our spells cost 2 extra mana next turn. That's fine. We're just going to take a turn off from casting shit. We are on 7, by the way. So hopefully they don't slam some sort of threat that does damage. That would be bad for us. That's a pretty good turn anyway. The Brainstorm not actually refueling our hand or getting us any deeper was a shame, and I forgot about it, but ultimately it didn't matter because I'm so good at the game. The other interesting thing here is that if we hit them below 10 next turn, we can bolus to sit down in the face by sacrificing 10 non-land permanents by making 10 permanents thanks to Ugin's uptick. So yeah, and they're not even getting life from the Teferi, so there's a potential that we can do that. At the moment we have 10 damage on board, with some casting of a singular spell perhaps. We can get Khan's golems bigger. The Might Stone can also, for 7 whole mana, kill this wall. Okay, so we're going to play the plains on top of our library. Find a land. We're going to tap a shit ton of mana to cast the Meekstone. We can't draw any cards off of it, so we're just going to -5/-5 that wall. Unless they counter this, of course. I'd rather they didn't, but they didn't, so that's good. So we're going to give the wall -5/-5. Goodbye, wall. We're now looking at 11 points of damage on board. We're going to go ahead and make another golem. We're going to go ahead and make another body. Whether the Storm is on top of our libraries, that will cost us 2 life and 2 mana, but gain us a ton. So we're going to do that now. I said gain us a ton. We've only cost 2 spells, actually. So maybe that's not quite right. Cool. Paradox Engine is next. That would cost us 5 and 2 mana. Fuck it. Who cares? Let's just get in there. So we attack them with everything and see if they've got a removal spell. They go to 10 exactly. And then we're going to activate the Citadel. If they gain life here, it's such a blowout, isn't it? We are quite far ahead. I guess this allows, the Elspeth Conqueror's Death allows them to get an artifact, a creature or planeswalker back, which is nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have to sacrifice 10 things to do this. I think that's fine. I want to go ahead and sacrifice 10 non-land. Hang on. Make sure I don't target myself. Activate this. Sacrifice 10 non-land permanents. So, oh, they can't blow me out here, right? They could have the gain 2 life spell. The one that loots. Oh, do I go for it? Do I go for it? I think I cast Paradox Engine first. For 2 mana plus 5 life. Yeah, I think that's the correct thing to do. So then we've got Paradox Engine for next turn. Okay, they ionize it. We take 2. They're now tapped out. Oh, baby. So we're going to sacrifice Khan, Ugin, this Lantern, this Idol, this Meekstone and Weakstone, this Manifold Key, this icon, the guy here, This thing here, this thing here, this thing here. And this thing here. That's 10 things. 10 things I hate about you. We put some lands back in our hand, who cares? And then our opponent loses 10 life. And we win off of Bolus's Citadel activation. We've fired multiple Death Stars today. Or at least our opponent has skipped out before we got to fire the early Death Star. Thank you for watching. This deck is so much fun. This format is fun. I love just going crazy on turn 5 through 6 and just shitting myself with excitement. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more gameplay content, more talking head content, more commentary content. And I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.